right, you start when
Well,
you're ready.
I'd like to introduce you to the Grand X cab. As you can see, it is spacious, lots of room, and lots of comfort. Let's pull the tilt steering wheel down first, and we can even telescope it. So now I can be ultimately comfortable. Let's start it up.
Now this cab is actually a little bit quieter. Tell me about some of the engineering that you've done to make this a quieter cab.
We've moved the hydraulic pump from on top of the transmission, which meant it was right under the cab on the previous tractor, and we moved it over on the side. So hydraulic pumps always have a little buzzing and they have their noises. That's what they do. So it's down over here on the side, and the noise can go down to the ground. So that helped us lower the dBA in the cab. So it's very comfortable, very roomy. The whole side of our cab is a door because we took the post out here and opened it all up. So it's a 4-post frame structure, and we have our little skylight that we can move our visor and watch our loader go all the way to the top. And if you're so inclined and you want vent, you'll just open it and lock it open about 3 inches, and it will give you vented in a nice day that you might not need the air. Over here's our air conditioner. As you can see, it's very cool and comfortable in here right now. So are you ready to go for a ride?
I'm ready.
I'm going to put it in gear over here. Whoop. Beep. It's in park. We'll take it out of park. Now we can go
Forward.
We can go forward.
Tell me a little bit about the transmission on this tractor.
We have the IntelliShift transmission in here. We named it that because it's a very smart transmission. I can set it up to shift all by itself for you, so basically no operator input required. Once you set it up, it'll shift down at the end of a row, make you turn, and when you drop your implement, it'll then shift back up. You can set it up to shift up and down on the road pulling loads, so you can kind of just go for the ride and guide the tractor. It'll do the work. So, our console here has our throttle, 2 memory switches. We can set the engine speeds on, our 3-point. We have a 3-point, it's quick raise button, and we have shift buttons. So if I'm working with my throttle, I can still shift my tractor like that. I don't have to just move my hand over here to the shifter each time. Now, the unique thing about our M-Series tractors on the big Grand X models, which we've had on 3 previous generations, is our bi-speed turn. First we'll just do a turn in 2-wheel drive. You can see it turns very respective and turns still fairly short for a big tractor. And then when we put it in regular 4-wheel drive, will have a tendency to push the front end. We're running about a 3% override now on our front wheels, so when you turn, you'll feel the front ends kind of slow down because the back wheels want to walk up over the top of them, see? So but there's no jumping because the gear ratio is right on. But now the unique thing is what we call bi-speed turn, and I'll kick that in just a moment here.
Tell me about the components of bi-speed turn.
Down on the left wheel, and right now you can see that wire. That's got electrical wire inside that. That's a protection on the cover outside it, but there's electrical wire in there and there's a sensor. So when I shut this button over and put 4-wheel drive bi-speed on, I have 2 new icons in the dash. The yellow one here tells me that bi-speed's turned on. The green one just means 4-wheel drive. See, there's 4-wheel drive, there's 4-wheel bi-speed. Now when I turn and I go to about now, you see how the wheel went a lot faster.
Sure.
At 35 degrees, bi-speed kicks in. See, that's 35 degrees because now it's slowed down. So a window between 35 to the right, straight, 35 now to the left. This is a standard feature. That's one reason, or one main feature the customers really like about this tractor, along with the IntelliShift transmission.
What's kind of the prime applications where that technology really shines?
Maneuverability. When it comes to maneuverability, nobody maneuvers with Kubota. You get inside loafing barns, hay stalls, barnyards with a loader on them, and you just need to quick get into those corners, and you can't vary because you can't turn short enough. You just touch that button, it'll slide it right over for you. Turning on the end of the rows with corn planters. You don't have to be digging on the brakes.
Now you mentioned planter applications for this tractor, and Kubota's not always thought of as a row crop tractor. How are you looking to change that, and what are you changing on the tractor configuration?
Well, the ability to get 30-inch row spacing has always been an issue, but with the standard tires on this tractor, and we also offer a power adjust variable tread, which is the common rail type, or it's a rail type that you can adjust the tread spacing on. So we have those available, and we can get the tractor down to 30-inch center row spacing. The back is exactly on 30-inch, and the front wheels are about 31 to 32, but that's okay because they're a narrower tire, and they still run between the 30-inch rows with no problem. And the backs are exactly on 60-inch centers, so we're going to be able to fit those applications. But the new cab has an improved area inside the fender, where the previous cab had a box that would interfere with the tire lugs when we narrowed them up. That problem's been resolved. Fenders are completely clear, and we can slide them right into 30 inches. So we're real excited about that.
And you've also adjusted some of your hydraulic options for more of a row crop configuration.
Yes. Well, row crop requires flow control on the valves, and you really need a pressure compensated system. We have a 20.7 gallon per minute open center pump on this tractor. But like some competitors for many years have been using closed center remotes, and there's some special requirements in the valves, and we can do that. So we have a dash F configured from the factory on the 126 and the 135 Grand X, to where you can have the two valves that come standard will have flow controls on each valve. There's an unloading valve in it, so it controls pressure out and the pressure back. And it controls if I'm running a corn planter, running a vacuum pump, as soon as I shut my hydraulics off, it will allow the vacuum motor to freely spin down to zero. It won't lock it up like our previous one, or like the standard. This particular tractor right now has a standard hydraulic set on it, so it wouldn't work as well. Mm-hmm. So the new hydraulic system, the new deluxe remote valves, are going to be a huge addition to the tractor. Plus we've beefed up the 3-point hitch with 30% more capacity, external lift cylinders, and it's great. So many improvements, and we're very anxious for these to start hitting the dealers.
Good deal. Well, hey, thank you, Paul.
Thank you.